Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today we've got Titanic issue 36, the last of the 4 issues of this month, of course. There we have the box of parts. Let's have a look at what is in the magazine and have a look at what is in issue 37. Yes, big reveal. Here we go. Coming in issue 37, we have a transmission box, electric motor, case and base. There we go. Excellent stuff. As for the stories, we got Biggest Lunas Titanic. It's quite a funny film, that one. Theft from Titanic. There's a statue of Hans Christian Andersen. Good stories. And then we've got the instructions. So, parts in this issue. The steam turbine. There we go. We got another section of the flooring for the engine room. These are push fit here. Those are screwed together. We don't actually fit this piece, but we do fit that box 36E. And there is some advice here as well in blue. There we go. Put that piece onto there, and then steps 6 and 7. They go through one of these 2 steps regarding the columns. Any problems that you might have with the engine. Shouldn't be a gap there. This, as we know, this bracket here has to be a certain way because the original instructions were wrong, but it shows you which direction it should be placed. So just follow that and you can't really go wrong. It's the gap in there. I've not come across that myself. This I found out originally. And then we have the flywheel, attaching the flywheel, how it should be attached, and then it's just a matter of putting the engines in place, basically. And that is what we're left with. This is what we assemble. There's the added piece of the engine room, and those are those 2 shafts that we got in issue 35. Excellent stuff. Okay, well, these are the parts, so let's get them out. All nicely wrapped up. There we go, those are all the parts. So without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, so we've got the engine room floor section. That's brilliant. And then we've got these pipes. We put these together. Steam pipe A and B, a condenser port side, turbine base, which is that one, 36E, condenser starboard side. Yep, that's that. Steam pipe C and steam pipe D, and central turbine. There we go. And we have PB screws and EM screws. Oh no, we got AP screws and EM screws. There we go. So first of all, what we need to do is turn this over like this. This one I believe goes on there, like so, and that one will go on there, like that, and we connect them together with AP screws. There we go. That's that piece partially assembled. Excellent stuff. Now we need to pop that to one side and let's organise these pipes. This one I believe is 36B, and that marries up with 36C, and this one will therefore be 36H, nope, 36G, and that is 36H. Yep, that looks exactly right. These are push fit connections, a D shape there, so obviously that is as well, and we just pop that in there like that, and pop that in there like that. That's brilliant. Those are the steam pipes assembled. Now all we need to do is to pop these into place here. So 36B and C go in there and there. That can go in there. These again are just push fit. It should. No, that's wrong one. It's that one. That's better. So 36B and 36C on this side, and the other two pipes on this side. That one. I think I'm going to have to make that hole a little bit bigger. Yep, it's not going fully in, so just bear with me. There we go. That's them pipes in place now. That's the shaping they should be. That one was a very tight fit, but definitely not going to come out anyway. Brilliant. Now we can pop that to one side because we need this piece and we need the engine room floor. And basically this goes here, just like that, and we fix it underneath with AP screws, 3 of. So this piece is the turbine base. We just got 3 screws. There we go, 3 screws and that turbine base in place. Excellent stuff. Now we can connect this section of floor. Yep. So like that way, is it? Nope, it is definitely that way. There we go, just like that. Yep. And again, we need AP screws for that. There we go. Excellent stuff. As I said before, step 6 and 7, they concentrate on the fitting of the engines. As you can see, the gap there for the column, how to adjust if necessary. This piece here, this end bracket, make sure that is the correct way around. Just follow the instructions, you can't go wrong. And then we have the flywheel. Obviously they told us that we have the detail on the outside of the flywheel, but here they give you a little bit more information on how to attach the flywheel. Larger diameter on the outside. Brilliant. Now we can get the engines in place. So first of all, I can pop this engine on here. Now that little pipe there goes into a hole just there. See it there? Yep. You can adjust that in a minute or two once we get this positioned. There we go, that's that in place. Now we need EM screws from underneath for this. We can put the pipe in afterwards. It's not going to go anywhere. There we go. That's that engine in place now. And we just need to adjust that pipe. Pull that pipe out. It's got caught under there. Wait a sec. Okay, let's put that pipe in place. There we go. It should, there it is, go in there. Like, you can glue this in if it's going to be a problem. There we go. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna need to be glued in, that one, but that is the position it should be in there. Yep, excellent. Now we can put the other engine in place. Just be careful with all this detail, because you see this pipe here, That has naturally been like that. I can't get it bent back. The other one is a lot straighter, so it do easily warp at times, these, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, let's turn this round and put the other engine in. This one I have took them valves off. One or two of them are glued in place, that's why I've not bothered taking them off. I'll try to take them off. That sits there like that nicely, and that pipe again, we can, if I can show you close up, there we go, there's that pipe. Now you probably need a little bit of persuasion to get in that hole. There we go. Yeah, that's going to need a bit of glue to sit in properly, but that is in position. Now we can get the 4 EM screws in to hold that engine in place. There we go. It's easier with this one because obviously those valves on the top end's in place. There we go. Excellent. That is all, sorry, both engines in place now. Brilliant. Have a look that way. Excellent. Just knock the camera away, don't you? And those pipes, that one there, it is sticking out, same as this one, but you can glue them in. Just dab a little bit of glue on, and then it's lowered its position, or you can leave it like that. It's entirely up to yourself. Well, that is looking brilliant there. So look in the overhead. There we go. Looking fantastic. That will fit at a later date. Now we need the shafts from 35. Okay, now we've got the two shafts. What we need to do is the short end, which is D-shaped. This, yep, that goes into the flywheel rather than that end. And just slip it through the thrust block and try and locate it. Now, if it won't locate, what you need to do is adjust this thrust block. Just loosen it off and then push the shaft through. Now, it's not getting out of mine, so there's a slight misalignment there. Let's have a look at this one. About this one is the same. Yeah, it's not. It nearly gets in, so I'm going to have to loosen these thrust blocks off to get these shafts in place. So just bear with me. Okie doke, I had to take the engines off because I couldn't get them shafts through. It is a very, very tight fit on both of these flywheels, so I've managed to force them in, and there we go. You can see it's working. Now I just need to reassemble it again now. There we go. That's going in nicely now. So it's made its mark on that one. On this one, exactly the same. It is, like I said, that one was loose anyway. But very tight fit. Trying to force it in was a bit hard. But anyway, I'll put it back together now and show you again. There we go, guys. Those shafts are now in place and both working fine. They are a very tight fit for them flywheels, but it's working great now. Probably better on the side view. There we go. That's that one. Can we see that one? Yeah, you can see that moving as well. Brilliant. Basically, what you're better off doing is, before you put the engine into place, is pop this shaft into the flywheel to make sure it's a nice snug fit, which I didn't do. I assumed that it would fit perfectly alright, but obviously it didn't, so I had to take the engine back off, pop it into the flywheel because I couldn't locate it. In the instructions they do tell you to loosen off the thrust block, which I did initially, but it still wouldn't fit in, because it is a very tight fit, and obviously you can't see the connection to make sure that you got it right, because you could end up trying to force it in and breaking the actual flywheel itself. So fit it in to the flywheel before you put the engine onto the floor. So there we go, guys, that is working fantastic now. There we go, look at that. Yes, that'll be great then. Obviously I'll put them valves back on there, and that assembly will fit at a later date. Excellent stuff. Like I said, them shafts, bit difficult. Pop the shaft into the engine before you fit the engine onto the engine room floor. You'll find it's then easier once you put it through the thrust block. Loosen off the thrust block, pop the shaft through, and it'll find it then. And it's always the shorter end as well of the D shape of the shaft. Brilliant. And that sits there nicely, and that sits there nicely. Excellent stuff. Anyway, a bit fiddly at the end there, but there we go. That's what it's all about. You know, we always like a bit of a challenge, don't we? Pity that pipe sticking out a little bit there, but anyway, it's looking fantastic. Anyway, if you did like that, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next month for the next 4 issues of the Titanic. Should get on, what date are we now? First, yeah, well, before Christmas should do. Brilliant. Excellent. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Bye for now.